Two of the brightest up-and-comers being featured here on AAW Alive, about to get underway. Joe Dombrowski, I'm putting you on the spot. The muscle, or Mr. Chambers, who's picking up the W here tonight at the Logan Square Auditorium?
Well, if our last edition of Alive is any indication, we saw Chambers talk about the fact he wants a regular spot on this roster. He wants a major opportunity to become a player. But before he could even finish that thought, Karam absolutely beat the hell out of Mr. Chambers, and obviously you look a little beneath the surface here. We know Karam works with Akeem Zane. Nice takedown by Chambers here, fight of his life, but we know Chambers has traveled with and traveled in the same circles as Ace Austin. This issue manifests the Akeem Zane, Ace Austin, Myron Reed issue we saw on pay-per-view a few weeks ago at Unstoppable.
Oh, and Karam peppering Chambers with a shot.
To answer your question, no one's going to be.
As dominant of a force as there has been in AAW is Karam, but Damian Chambers, high elevation on that drop kick. One of the most well-put-together young men I've seen in quite some time. Recently celebrated, if I'm not mistaken, his one-year anniversary of being a professional wrestler.
I think Chambers, out of everybody we see regularly here on Alive, has about as big an upside as any of them. And I give him all the credit in the world. I vouch to him for accepting this challenge against Karam. But man, Chambers is biting off a hell of a lot, and he got caught in midair.
Caught in midair, and then a ricochet clothesline off of the ropes. Karam meets him on the floor here at the Logan Square Auditorium.
There were about 3 or 4 points of impact, and Karam did one thing. I mean, that's how devastating Karam is when you get in his clutches. This man gets bigger. He gets heavier, he gets bulkier, he gets more powerful. Each and every time we see him, the man's an action figure come to life.
It's not often that Damian Chambers is in there with somebody larger than him as he gets thrown with reckless abandon into the guardrails.
And Chambers is tough. Chambers has survived professional wrestling, he survived other sports before this. He can withstand a beating, without question, but the onslaught of Karam is unlike any of compare that you can find up and down this roster, or for my money, mostly any other.
Suplex there from Karam as he hooks the leg going for the cover. Referee Derek Jones only giving him the count of 2.
And Karam is seeing Mr. Chambers, but he's thinking Ace Austin, he's thinking Myron Reed, he's thinking stay away from Akeem Zane. We got what we wanted. We got the championship. We got you guys' head. We had the girl. And Karam and Zane would love to ride off into the sunset happily ever after, but we know the Heritage title division is far more competitive than that, and there are always repercussions and answers for your actions, even if you're Akeem Zane.
Karam now scooping Chambers up. Chambers trying to battle out. The fall-away slam puts him down right where he came. Karam now with another cover. Only able to get the 2.
Of course, if you want to see that collision, Zane, Austin, Myron Reed from Unstoppable, you can find the replay right now, AAW On Demand or on High Spots. See all the fallout from that confrontation, and certainly you can go back into the archives as well, the Windy City Classic. What a wild bourbon street fight that was. It was about more than the championship at that point, as Austin and Myron came guns a-blazing, looking to avenge that assault on Gia Miller that took place right here in Logan Square back in the month of September.
Karam now going to throw a heavy strike. Jawbreaker there from Damian Chambers. That might be the opportunity that he needs. Uses a little bit of that agility that he has to evade the attack of Karam, and a jumping knee strike catches him on the jaw.
Karam had a faraway look in his face, glazed over look in his eyes. Chambers may have an opening.
Oh, and a high crotch back suplex there from Chambers.
Yeah, smart move by Chambers, who's able to get underneath the larger man and leverage him over with that deep high crotch. And now it's Chambers with that look on his face.
And instead of clasping the hands like one normally does on that, what he did was he went to the wrist, got as much leverage as he could on that takeover. But just like that, Karam able to scoop him up and put him down, sidewalk slam, center of the ring.
And near fall, and as impressive as that suplex was, it was only one shot. It was only one bit of the arsenal of Chambers, and you can see that recovery time of Karam, second to none, back in control already.
When you're in there with an athlete like Karam, you have to have more than one loaded up in the chamber, so to say. You can't just think one shot at a time. You got to be 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps ahead, because now he's just caught in the deadly grasp of this full Nelson.
Yeah, it looks like Karam's got the fingers locked as well.
Trying to shrug off with everything that he has, but Karam...
Oh, he broke the hold!
Oh! Chambers able to break the finger lock of Karam and now hoists him onto the shoulders.
It's almost like Chambers was able to run the back of his head.
Death Valley into a knee and an upset's brewing here on a live.
Oh!
Karam out at the last second.
And I'll tip my cap to Damian Chambers. No disrespect to him, but I never thought he'd get such a long 2 count, come that close to unseating Karam in the path of dominance he's been on.
Now Damian Chambers heading up to that high rent district. Looking for a home run shot. Oh, gets caught midair. Karam hoists him up, puts him down with a spine buster, and now stacks up his down foe. And just like that, Karam only needs a split second to take advantage and pick up a W.
5 minutes, 43 seconds.